Hey guys, Justin Kasper here. We are back with another Kasper Konnect using technology to bridge the gap between the office and the field so we can hopefully feel a sense of connection and drive in a little bit more values deeper for all of us. And today we're going to be talking about growth and maybe some of the obstacles of growth. So great topic, Drew.
Yeah. So, because like you guys can always find the fact that like it's always good to have like a roadmap, right? Like when you just go to the malls, like you find the spot where it's like you are here.
Yeah,
right.
So good.
So easy for them to go, oh, I want to get to this one place. But if you could imagine, like the map doesn't have everything connected, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm here, but I want to get there and I don't know how to get there.
Yeah.
Right. And so I think it's really good to kind of identify when you feel stuck in the map and you're not able to like land in a particular spot. And I think there's some easy like thoughts or questions to kind of throw out there to you guys to kind of help you diagnose, if you would, maybe why you might not be growing. Because ultimately, as a organization that's focused on growing, values growth. Like if you're not growing, you're dying, you know, and we don't want that. We want to see you guys thriving. And so I would throw out 3 common growth barriers are rested in the growth barriers, excuse me, are rested in 3 questions. And it's, I don't know how, I don't think I can, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I think these are excellent because if you can really process if you're landing in one of those questions, I think it really gives you some great substance to what's going on in your life. What do you guys think about that?
I just like the idea that you brought up prior to this was the idea that as leaders who are looking to lead other people to grow, these are also questions that we need to internally think is like, maybe this person isn't growing because of one of these things, doesn't know how, doesn't. So they can work for yourself and, you know, as you're trying to lead other people, and we all should be trying to lead somebody else. If you're the very newest guy, green, you know, no experience, don't worry. We're going to hire somebody else soon because you're going to grow, and then we're going to expect you to do this. So this can be used both ways, and I love that idea.
I think that I think it's obviously it's important to grow, but I love how you have identified questions that people can ask themselves to think about whether or not they themselves are growing, or like Justin said, helping other people grow. Especially the first question that I don't know how. Because a lot of times we do kind of get stuck, and it's like you said earlier, it's like, here's the place I want to go, but I don't really know how to get there. I'm grateful that our organization, you know, values growth, and that we want to do whatever we can to help you grow. And so we're doing as much as I feel like we can, and we always are trying to do more from our side to help you grow and to give you the tools necessary. But sometimes there may be ways that you want to grow that we don't know about. And so I think communication with your leaders or other people in the organization is so important. I love the 3 questions, and I hope that you are asking them to the people around you. I hope that people are asking them to you, what's going good, what's going, you know, not good, and how can I help? And when somebody looks at you and goes, how can I help? Say, hey, actually, I want to learn this, or I want to, you know, get better at this, or, hey, actually, I have a personal thing I'm trying to grow in. And so hopefully that person is partnering with you or engaging somebody in the office to partner with you, because trust me, if we know about a goal that you have, I mean, we're going to stop at nothing to try to help you, you know, achieve it, as long as it's, you know, good for you and your and your well-being. But so I think it's important to communicate those things. So
I want to break down the questions now and kind of give some idea of maybe the essence of what's there. And so if the question that's being asked, or the statement of being answered is, I don't know how. So whether you say like, I don't know how to do that, or they don't know how to do that, then really what it's admitting is there's a lack of knowledge, a lack of mentorship, a lack of exposure, or a lack of clarity. And so it's great for us as leaders if we go, okay, they don't know how to do that. I got to give them clarity. I got to give them the ability and knowledge to do so. Then if the question or the statement is I don't think I can, right? Man, like this one's a kind of some authenticity that's happening there, because then that means that there is fear, insecurity, past failures, or what would be kind of limiting beliefs. Maybe like kind of pitch out on that idea of like, what would be the idea of like, I don't think I can.
If you don't think you can, our belief that you can will help you through. Like, we don't hire anyone that we have a limiting belief of. So lean on us, lean on the people around you. Vulnerability in the wrong room can be a weakness, but I always say vulnerability in the right room is a strength. And we hire people that are not going to make you feel like you've exposed a weakness by saying, I don't think I can do that. We hire people, and the people leading you should be the people like, no, I know you may think that, but you can, and we're going to walk you through that.
Yeah.
And the truth is that if you believe you can't, you're right. And if you believe you can, you're right. It's not true that you can't.
Yeah.
We just have to change what you believe.
Yeah, that's really good.
And I think we, especially, you know, those of us who, you know, do have a relationship with Christ, it's like we believe that we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. And so, you know, that's kind of where that desire comes from. That's where that strength comes from, you know, for us. And so you're welcome to borrow any of that, you know, borrow that from us whenever you need it. But I love what he said. It's like, we are never going to put you down if you're struggling or think that, you know, hey, I'm doubting yourself. We're never going to be like, oh, well, clearly, you know, can't do it because you doubt yourself. It's like, no, we're going to encourage you and build you up and push you, you know, forward, and be your biggest cheerleaders, honestly.
Yeah.
So we're going to be moving to a different kind of communication platform when it comes to like raises. It's going to be more than just annual. It's going to be probably biannual, but the idea is communication. And so when you're sitting down with your supervisor or current leader, like express to them where you want to be. And it's their job to partner with you. It's our job to partner with you so that you can get there. That's what we all want. So we want to make sure that we're communicating, even if the goals are lofty. I remember somebody came in and was like, I'm going to be a master electrician in 3 years. I'm like, hey, listen, I love that. Unfortunately, the law won't allow that, but we're going to help in any way that we can. So express your goals and be okay with, if your goal is to be somewhere in 6 months or a year, your foreman, your leadership may actually say, man, I think you can actually exceed that. So let's set realistic, you know, goals that we can achieve, and let's go after it together. And I think that's the key, is together we can do that.
So this last question gets a little complex, right? And it's a little challenging. And as leaders, definitely, if we're facing it, then it's something that we really have to address. But the last question or the statement would be, I don't want to, right? And that's typically meaning there is an issue of comfort, pride, resistance, unwillingness to change, right? And so that really can cause a setback, because if the person doesn't recognize it, or if the leader doesn't recognize it, it is not only just a tension in that moment, but then it starts to expand into the team as well. So what do we think?
I think if you're like not wanting to grow in an area, I think it really does take some self-reflection to ask why.
Yeah, I think that's the only question.
You got to ask why
there may
you're
be
not wanting to do
seasons
that.
of where growth may in the organization. Like, hey, I'm gonna show up and work my butt off, but I really don't want the extra responsibility. You know, my wife's going through cancer, and I really need to take as much mental energy home as possible. You know, so there could be good reasons but we should all, and you should understand the reason of why you're not wanting to move forward. And hopefully it's just a season, because if it's not just a season, it becomes who you are. And that's a problem.
The other thing is with that one is that you actually have to understand that some of these questions can be attached to the other questions. So the I don't want to can actually be also be driven by I don't think I can,
or I don't know how.
Right. And
I'm
so
scared,
that why statement becomes so necessary for us as leaders to, as we speak with our team, of going like, let's dig in, because what they might be on the surface being like, I don't want to, but they're like, because my run is going to be terrible. And so therefore I don't want to do it because then I'm going to get called out, or I'm going to be embarrassed by all the other guys on the team. But when in all reality, it's like, no, it's like you can and you should, but you just got to go for it. You know?
And I think one of the last things I wanted to say is, I think you should identify or just kind of diagnose if it is something you actually do want. Like if you don't have a desire to do something or grow in a certain area, like maybe that is not your goal.
Yeah.
You know, I was working with, you know, somebody in like a leadership capacity, and I had a goal down, and like each time we met, it was like, did you do something toward, did you do something? And after a few months, she's like, hey, do you actually want to do this? And I'm like, no, I don't, you know, I actually don't actually care to achieve that, you know? And it's like, okay, well then let's just find a different goal.
Yeah.
So not that you should just give up on all your goals when you don't want to do them, but you know, you should, you know, diagnose if it is truly something your heart's desire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the last thing is, do you have a goal? And like, so to answer that question, it's like, you know, do I know how? But where are you now on the map? Make sure you know where you're headed.
Right.
Because if you don't, you can end up anywhere.
Yeah. Right.
So if you don't have a goal, let's talk about it. Talk with your supervisors, the guys around you, the girls around you, and let's get going and accomplishing those goals.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. Have a great day.